Tell us about the importance of first ladies in American history. They seem to get marginalized and overshadowed, obviously, by their spouses.
I often say a good deal of the first ladies are unsung heroes. They've contributed so much to our culture and to the history and the fabric of our nation that often we do not evaluate till years after they've been in the White House. They're in an unelected, unpaid position, but yet we put such expectations upon them. And when you look at their contributions to history and how they've affected policy decisions and behind the scene maneuvers, they've really made a great impact upon the country. And our commission feels it's time that they should be honored. And although the national kickoff is occurring in Missouri, we want to encourage citizens across the country to really be looking at their own communities and what can we do that day to go out and kick off First Ladies Day, whether it's reading to a group of students or beautifying your community or going out and helping others, whatever it might be. There's a way to honor our first ladies in every project that we endorse.
I think that's a great idea. And if you read your history, you'll find out, I guess it's, in my humble opinion, some first ladies did a much better job at their job than their spouses did as president of the United States. I won't name any presidents, but would you agree with me, or am I out there?
Certainly. And, I think it was Mrs. Ford who once said it was often the woman behind the scenes that made more decisions than we ever realized. And of course, history regards women like Edith Wilson. She may have even been president for a time when Wilson was recovering from a stroke. But you have first ladies like Rosalind Carter, who attended all the cabinet meetings and were hands-on in the administration. And I was asked the other day if I thought, which first ladies did I think would have made better presidents than their husbands? And I had to really walk carefully around that. I just said, I think a good deal of them.
I was going to ask you that very question. Are there any first ladies that stand out, or are you going to plead the fifth and play it safe?
I'm going to play the fifth, but I will say this, it really rings true, the statement behind every great man is an even greater woman.
Absolutely.
And I think this is a great illustration of that.
Yeah, it is, and it's a great project. The one first lady that stands out to me, obviously, if besides Edith Wilson, without a doubt, I think you're right about that. When he had a stroke, Woodrow Wilson, is Eleanor Roosevelt. I mean,
of course,
her impact is still being felt nationwide today, and I think a lot of people don't appreciate the effort, the diplomatic effort she put into making this country a better place.
Well, they were a team. She had to be his eyes, ears, and legs all over the country. And, this was a period of our history that it's hard for us to understand so far removed. But she was looking at civil rights. She was looking at a nation that was divided by war, all these different things that she had upon her plate. And she still managed to do it effectively and efficiently, and really was a great source of strength for Franklin Roosevelt during a very troublesome time in the nation.
Civil rights in the 30s and the 40s. Can you imagine that?
Don't you think of the big instance when the DAR would not allow Marian Anderson to give her concerts in their hall there in Washington, D.C. So, of course, it was Eleanor Roosevelt who got involved, and Marian Anderson ended up performing from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. And, so she was doing her own thing, progressing many of those movements on her own, all in this unelected position. And, I say that we're honoring first ladies because they're unelected and they're not paid, but yet we sure criticize them whenever we feel that they've stepped outside of the box. Even after they leave the White House, these women are still put into a position of great expectations. And they've really contributed at great sacrifices, some of them, to the betterment of the country.
Yeah.
And so we have President's Day. We needed First Ladies Day.